Yo, what's going on, everybody? Thank y'all for tuning in to the weekend recap on a Monday. You're listening to the Juicebox Heroes podcast. I'm one of your hosts, PK. As always, I got the Dubon Fan Club president, Mr. Chris Moreno, and Sweet B Bones Bryles. Happy Memorial Day, fellas. I hope you guys have had a great weekend. So, what's going on? Tell me how it is.
Man, it has been a ridiculously busy weekend. We had our first All Star tournament this weekend, so we played Saturday morning. Played our first game at 9:50. We lost that one by 1 run, so that meant that we didn't have to play our next game until 7 o'clock that night. So we came back, played at 7 o'clock, won that game. So then we played immediately right after that, won that game, and then we had to come back yesterday and play at 3:20, and we just got donkey stomped after that. So then it was all that for us to drive right back home, and come to find out, of course, it's a Sunday. I'm all out of whack, and I'm like, well, at least I'll get to watch the Astros. Now they've already played, so whole lot of All Stars, not a whole lot of Astros, and here we are. Finally got a day to kind of relax, kind of wind down. Brawls, I know you guys were out of town camping. How did your weekend go?
Oh, it went fantastic. Before I get into it, happy Memorial Day to everybody out there. Chris, thank you for your service and anybody else that served. But yeah,
day.
Well, military anyway. So we got to go out to Splashway. I got to go hit up the water slides with the family. That was a whole lot of fun. We were pretty lucky. It wasn't that hot this weekend. So it was pretty nice, but we had a great family time. Glad to be back home. Got to see some Astros. And you're right, the schedule's kind of weird. I mean, I know we're technically still on the weekend since everybody had the day off today, but it was weird having a Memorial Day without the Astros actually being on the field. So that was kind of weird to look at. And then I know we're going to get into it later, but the schedule coming up is kind of wacky as well. So, but anyway, PK, how about you?
Pretty uneventful. Drove to Bowie, Texas, which is 20 minutes south of Oklahoma on Friday, and picked up the new addition to our family, little 8-week-old golden retriever. So that was a 6-hour drive up and a 7-hour drive home because it's Friday on Memorial Weekend, and it sucked. But yeah, so all weekend it was dog and family. So it was cool. It was a good weekend. Really busy, but it felt like I didn't do anything, which is kind of odd. Yeah, man, it was good. So let's jump into this thing. So we just finished up a series against the Mariners. I believe that me and Chris got this incorrect because I believe me and Chris called the split. Bronze, I don't remember what you called. Yep. What did you call?
3-1, baby.
You got the dub on it, huh? So Bryles called the 3-1, and the Astros did in fact do that. Thanks to Christian Walker walk-off to get that third win of the series. Astros are chasing a game and a half now out in the division. So let's start with Friday, or Thursday for that matter. LMJ was on the hill. He went 4 1/3, 5 hits, 2 earned, 8 Ks, 3 walks. I'd say a pretty damn good outing for him. Probably his best one so far. Still want to see, if I'm going to nitpick on it, I think I want to see him get to 5 innings. I would say that we're, but we're also still trying to stretch his arm out. But I'll take the 4 1/3 of 2 earned runs. Like I really will from him. And 8 Ks. And look, it was probably his best outing. It really was. And then you had Altuve hitting 2 bombs on Thursday. Turn the clocks back. Altuve going yard twice. So it was a good one. I mean, the final was 9-2. I mean, it was over by the 6th inning. I mean, because the Mariners scored in the first 2 innings, and that was it. Like, that was it. Bullpen still nails, still coming out and locking it down. So we were on Thursday while the game was going on, I believe, right? That was the last time that we were all together. So, guys, what did you think about the rest of the game Thursday? And we'll get into the series.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it. I mean, anytime you could beat down Seattle and kind of cruise to a dub, I mean, I'm all for it. I mean, and anytime you can hit a home run to a guy dressed up as Macho Man Randy Savage, take my money. You're good to go. So yeah, I mean, like again, you wanted to get into this series and you wanted to get the momentum, where it needed to be on our side. It's the Mariners. It's like, you know, I mean, what are they doing as far as like, are they contenders? Are they pretenders? I mean, are they ever going to, you know, build upon that offense? They're what 3 games over 500 coming into the series. I mean, it's whatever. Nobody cares about Seattle except for the people in Seattle. But again, it was good to get to go ahead and get the momentum swing on our side going to the rest of the 3 games of the series. And I'll hand it over to Bryles.
Yeah, that Thursday game was over by the time we were off the podcast on Thursday.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, that was a really nice W. And Chris, I'm going to add on to what you were saying. It's really nice to get that 3-1 series win against them. And for the Mariners, yeah, who knows really what they are. I mean, everybody talks about how good their pitching is, and how bad their offense is, but it seems like we've got their number, especially when they come to Houston. So, I know they're still in first place by a game and a half, but we took a chunk out of that. And I think we kind of demoralized them a little bit too. So, we're sitting in second place in the standings right now. I'm looking forward to playing them again and hopefully just keep climbing. But yeah, no, LMJ, to go back to what PK was saying, I would totally agree. It's like I would like to see him get a little bit deeper into the game. But hey, listen, he's out there, he's pitching, and this is the first time we've seen him, pitch multiple games in a while. So listen, yeah. I'm going to be completely happy with whatever he can give us, especially with some of the injuries we've had. But anyway, yeah, go right ahead, man.
Yeah, no, I mean that was who I don't know the order of how they came in afterwards. But yeah, Stephen Okert, he came in for an inning, 3 strikeouts in his innings. Sean Dubin, 2/3 of an inning. He had 1 K. Brian King, Caleb Bort, right? I mean, let's see, between the 4 of those, there were 7 strikeouts. 7 Ks between the 4 of those guys, 1 walk from your bullpen in a game that, like we said, was over in the 6th inning. Essentially, you just shut them down. I mean, you shut them down, like I said, after the 2nd inning, they didn't score again. So a little bit of traffic on the bases, but your bullpen continues to, just lock down the other team. And that's what when you see these teams in October, they have that type of bullpen, right? That comes in and just shuts down the opposing team, where you can shorten the game from the 6th or 7th inning, right? I mean, that's what you have in these good playoff teams. So, so that was Friday. That was Thursday. You go into Friday. Ryan Gusto's on the hill on Friday. Chris, I think Chris was basically learning from us in the group chat on that one because of All-Star games.
Yeah.
But Ryan Gusto started, went 4 1/3, 4 hits, 2 earned, 6 Ks, 3 walks, 2 bombs, and Paredes hit a bomb earlier in the game. He hit a 2-run bomb to tie it. Tied at 2, I believe, is what it was. Whenever he hit his. Tied it at 3. Just kidding. Actually, he took the lead. It was a 2-run bomb. He took the lead on that one. My issue with this one, and I don't have the numbers in front of me because I have mostly just the box score. But my big issue here was late in the game. Like late in the game, you've got Abreu coming in. Espada brings Abreu in, right? And he pitches an inning in the 3rd, 3 hits, 2 earned, right? I mean, he gives up the lead. He gives up the lead. Now, on the telecast, they talked about these were Abreu's first earned runs that he had allowed like all season, which was kind of shocking to me only because it doesn't seem like he always has clean innings, right? I mean, we've talked about it on this podcast. We've talked about it in our group chat. You see it on X. So it was a little odd because I was seeing some people just get on, you have all the comments on Twitter, X, whatever, jumping at Brian Abreu, and they're like, oh, this is the first time he's giving up runs, like calm down, which was like, wow. I mean, I guess I didn't think about it that way. But then Espada comes out and uses Hader after giving up the lead. And it's like, why are we're not in a safe situation, right? Like, what are we doing with Hader on this one? So, Bryles, I know it was more of a me and you thing, just because unless Chris is, do you have any stats for their bases loaded stuff or runners in scoring position? That's usually your thing.
Well, I do, but
As a matter of fact, I do.
But I do wanted to jump in on that. So they were 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position. And like I said, my big spiel on that's going to come, as we wrap up this series, because those numbers with runners in scoring positions after the Thursday game was hammered dog poo poo. It was not good. But again, like we discussed about this, or we talked about this a lot, especially last year. We talked about this weird fetish that Espada has of putting Hader in when we're losing, or putting him in when the game is tied. So I don't know why it would surprise you all of a sudden, because I don't think he's done it before. Has he done it all this season?
Not that I'm aware of.
Not that I'm aware of. Not like it was last year when he was coming in like the 10th inning and a non-save after pitching the 9th type of stuff.
Yeah, but I do remember kind of looking down in between games on Friday and just looking. And of course, the one time I looked down, I'm like, "What the hell is Hader doing in this game?" It's like we're losing. What was it, 5-3?
5-3. Yeah.
So it's like, why is he in this game? And then it was like, hey. So I had to go back to the game. Yeah, but that's all I got. Like, I mean, as far as that, and I'll let you guys discuss it. But yeah, I mean, like, I don't know why Espada likes doing the whole Hader while we're losing thing, but that's all I got. Y'all go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have an answer for it. It doesn't make any sense. The only thing that I can think of is that, he needed to get like some bullpen work in maybe. And then instead of saying, hey, go through a bullpen, why don't we just put you in the game for an inning? But that doesn't make any sense to me either. Because, the whole thing, and we saw this with Ryan Presley kind of when he was getting to his downfall. For a closer, these guys are coming in with a mindset of, I am getting the last 3 outs. They are ramped up. They are ready to go. They're throwing as hard as they can. And you've seen how excited closers get. But why you would go put your closer in that situation, I have no idea. And you're at home on top of it, so you still get the last at bat. So I don't know what Espada is thinking on any of that. But he did do it. I really wish that he would defer to the pitching coach a little bit more in a situation like that. Or I don't know. Can we get Strom back, please?
Yeah.
No.
Is he still in Pittsburgh, or is he
Retired?
Retired?
I think he's still with Pittsburgh. I mean, but
yeah,
it's not. I mean, like, I know you don't 100% mean it, or maybe you do. I mean, the pitching coach hasn't been, like I said, the pitching's not been the problem. It's been the offense and the team trainers. That has been the biggest enemies, against the Astros these last 2 seasons. The pitch has been fantastic. I mean, so, and again, I mean, like what you're looking at for, when you pitch Ryan Gusto or when you pitch Colton Gordon, that all you're expecting them to do is keep you in the game. Right now, are you expecting Colton Gordon to go out there and go 8 innings, 17 strikeouts, and give up 2 hits? I mean, that's PK's standard for Colton Gordon, apparently.
Damn right.
But no, I mean, these guys are just, hey, keep us in the game, and then we will let our offense do their thing. But the offense isn't doing their thing. I mean, so I don't really think it's more of a pitching coach thing. I think it's more of a spotted, like I said, this whole fetish with the spot with him letting Hader pitch when we're down by 3 runs or 2 runs, or letting him pitch after he has a clean inning. That was another one that killed us last season too. Was that he would pitch with a clean, keep the game tied, have a clean inning, and he'll come back, and we would just look at each other and be like, "Here it comes," and he'd give up a 2-run home run, or give up 3 runs or whatever. I mean, so. It was good to see that he didn't like have some type of crazy, terrible outing, as far as, in a situation that was relatively pointless for him to be out there. But again, I mean, I get it where it's like, why is he in this game? He's a closer. And I get it. If he needs reps, then have him throw a bullpen session or something, or, I mean, and maybe that's what it was. Maybe they just felt like he needed some work because he hadn't been used. I'd have to go back and look at the tape as far as when was the last time he pitched, but that's it. That's all I got. Again.
Well, he would have, let's see. So like he didn't pitch on Thursday. And I mean,
yeah,
you know what I mean? So I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean,
Well,
he
just
used
because he
them
didn't
in.
pitch Thursday. I mean, when was he last used? I'm pretty sure. Did we see him in the Ray series?
Well, you
Oh,
only
we
won
had to have.
one. You only won one game against the Rays.
Okay, so if
I
that
don't
one
remember. I don't
game was
remember the score of the
Wednesday,
game. So you had a Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. He would have. I mean, any one of those days. But either way, it's just the fact that I mean,
okay,
you're
y'all
down.
carry on. I'll get you
You're
the
down
stats.
3. You're down. Let's see. So in the 7th, Julio Rodriguez, he doubles to right. That's how they tie the game, and then Cal Raleigh hits a bomb and they go up 2. That's all in the 7th. That's Abreu's. Those are Abreu's runs right there.
He got
Okay.
rocked by the big dumper.
Yeah.
All right, real quick before you get too busy into it. So his last hit before this game that we're talking about, which is what, the 23rd, he had pitched. The last time he pitched was May 19th. So it'd have been about 5 days. So he probably just got some work in. That's probably what it was. But carry on.
No, I mean, look, yeah. I mean, I get it. Again, but throw him in the damn bullpen, right? Like, we don't need you. We don't need you out there for zero leverage. You're not trying to get a hold. I mean, you blew the game, or Abreu blew it on that. But anyways, that's Friday. So now you're tied. I don't remember what game it was, and it really kind of annoys me. But Altuve hosed Cal Raleigh at the plate. Was that Saturday? Browse, you remember that one?
Yeah. I don't specifically remember that play, to be honest
So
with
then
you.
it had to have been Saturday. But yeah, so Raleigh's at second. And there's like it's a line drive out to Altuve, kind of. I mean, it's like more like a short hop, but you can see like Raleigh off the second base, like he kind of stutter steps. But as soon as that ball hit the ground, they waved him. And I mean, I think they clocked Altuve's throw at 89 miles an hour from left.
Damn.
And it beat him by like 5 steps. Like, I mean, he hosed him pretty good, but it's, so everyone's going wild, and it's cool for Altuve, right? Like, it's cool to see him do that. Terrible base running, terrible base coaching. I get you want to test Altuve, make him make the play. Like, I understand that. But dude, it was not close. It was not close. It was actually pretty sweet to see. But anyways, all right. So we're on Saturday. Saturday was a Fromber game, low scoring game, 2-1. Fromber goes 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned, 5 Ks, 4 walks. So a lot of traffic, like we're used to with him. Let's see. Bennett Sousa comes in relief. He throws an inning. Hader gets the save, and Abreu.
Yes.
And Abreu comes in and gets his hold. Look, man, pretty boring. Pretty boring damn game. Like, it's a 2-1. It's a Fromber game, so you've got a little bit of, a lot, pretty good amount of traffic because you have the 4 walks plus deeper counts with Fromber, right? The thing is you had 11 hits. You had 11 hits in this game, and you were only able to plate 2 runs. So, Chris, do you have the numbers for our ISP?
0 for 8.
Yeah.
0 for 8. So,
And
yeah, I mean, like, yeah, and this was one of those games. This was Saturday, so Saturday was like, yeah, the busy day. I don't have any stats that I wrote down for Saturday. I have some 8U spray charts if you want those, because we did do a little bit of scouting. But yeah, I mean, again, I mean, you're not going to. I mean, it's going to be tough for you to win games when you're 0 for 8. The game before they were 0 for 3. So now you're 0 for 11 going into Sunday's game with runners in scoring position. And spoiler alert, your batting average with runners in scoring position only got worse. So great that Fromber pitched well enough that the bullpen held it down. Hader came in, got the save. Fantastic offense. Got to step it up. Got to step up.
Yeah, I mean, you said it all, and I totally agree. It was a good game from Fromber, like we've all agreed on. But man, that offense is scary. If it's 11 hits and you only put 2 runs across the board, that is pretty bad, guys. So you got to figure out how to string these together. But anyway, so that was Saturday. So we can move on from that if you guys want to.
Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
look, you scored 2 runs in the bottom of the first inning, and that was it.
That was
it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all it was. It was nothing. It was just but it was a win. It was another win. So we're up 2-1. We're going into Sunday. You've got Colton Gordon on the mound. You're wanting to take the series.
TK still not impressed. Still not impressed.
You want to take the series. You're going up against Luis Castillo. You just want to leave. You want to leave here with a game, chasing a game and a half, right? Or let them leave that. So his final line was 5 innings, 7 hits, 3 earned, 4 Ks, no walks. Look, man, every outing that this kid has had, I don't believe.
Let me listen to this.
I don't believe that he's given or he's allowed more than 3 runs. I really don't. I don't think he's allowed
You'd
more.
say
than 3
that's
runs.
not too bad, huh?
It's not for a number 6. Not for number 6.
He's probably your number 5. He's probably your number 5.
He might be your number 4 at this point.
That's true.
There you go.
But look, I mean, I think, Chris, you kind of talked about it very early on this episode, is these guys that we call up, like the Brandon Walker or Walter. Colton Gordon, you're not asking these guys to come in and throw 7-8 innings of 1-hit ball with 17 Ks. Like, you're really not. I mean, that's just not the expectation. The expectation is what this kid has been doing since he's been called up and since he's been going out, right? Give me 4 to 5, right, of 3 runs or less. Hell, give me. I think he had at least one 6-inning game, at least one, right?
Yeah,
maybe 2. But the point of it is that he's given you a chance in every outing that he's been in, right? Just like that's the best that you can expect. Hey, give me a chance to get this offense going. And like with the injuries that we have with our starting rotation, like this kid should not be in the rotation. I mean, he's got to stay there, and he's proven that he belongs. So tip my cap to the kid. Don't let me down because I'll have to eat crow on Thursday if he does. But hey, no, look, we got the win on Sunday. We're gonna cap it off with the Walker walk-off. I mean, look,
best hit as an Astro, man.
It has to be, right? Like, it's got to be. I mean, he had 3 RBIs on Sunday. I mean, he went 5 for 3.
He had 3 hits too. So yeah, it's like this guy, and I know that he knows. He's hearing all the rumblings around him, Abreu 2.0, blah, blah, blah. I mean, but like, man, he's still struggling to hit above 200. I mean, he's barely like 210, 212 or something like that. I mean, it's like, when is this guy like, and again, we could sit here and, like I said, the stats, I think the last 3 games, they were like 2 for 23 with runners in scoring position. Are we really gonna like nitpick? I mean, I guess it depends on how you see it. Do I see it as nitpicking? No, because his offense kind of got bailed out by the pitching. But at the end of the day, this team scratched, clawed, and fought, and took 3 out of 4 against a pretty good Seattle Mariners team, right? And it's like it, and I think sometimes we kind of lose sight of that because the numbers aren't sexy, like. You're looking at Christian Walker. Yeah. In a perfect freaking world, he'd be hitting 285 with 12 to 14 home runs right now. In a perfect world, I'm not saying Paredes has done terrible, but he would have probably about 5 to 6 more home runs. But for me, since this is a long weekend and I'm completely exhausted, I'm just going to say, Walker, I hope this is what you needed to turn your season around. I'm not going to say anything else really more negative than that. Good on you. This is, you needed a big hit. You got one. Now let's turn it around.
Well, that Sunday game was by far the most fun to watch out of all of them, especially going into the end. And then, of course, with, Colton Gordon, he did exactly what, just like both of you said, what we needed him to do. He went in, gave you some innings, chewed some up, And then, he did everything he could. And finally, our offense was able to kind of hook us up here and take care of it. And yeah, it was Christian Walker. And I can understand why people are starting to get frustrated. And Chris, to your point, I really hope this is his catalyst that starts him on a hot streak. So, he had to have felt really good about it. I mean, we've all seen the picture. Heck, we got it up in the corner over here, with him just screaming as he's going across the base paths. And that's absolutely fantastic. Carry that momentum in. And I can understand, though, why people have been frustrated with first base, because, I mean, what we were supposed to do, we were supposed to go get Christian Walker, who was going to replace some of that offense that Kyle Tucker took to Chicago, or maybe that Bregman took to Boston, but he just hasn't really done that yet. And even more frustrating than that is, the other first baseman we were looking at in the offseason was Goldschmidt. And that dude's been on fire all season. So seeing him and his torpedo bat out there rocking it, it's kind of like, man, when's Christian Walker going to come around? And I think this is exactly what he needed to get it started and then go hot for the rest of the summer.
Yeah, no, we need him. We need him to produce in the batting spot. He's hitting 4. Like he's our cleanup. We need him, producing like he did on Sunday. I mean, and like I think you're right, Bryce. That was his best game so far, of the season. I mean, just clutch when we need him, because it wasn't just the bomb. I mean, I think he had an RBI earlier in the game. Earlier in the game, he had an RBI single. So yeah, RBI single. That started the scoring. And then for him to finish it like that with that bomb, man, like I'm pumped for him. At least the hate's going to stop for at least a day, at least a game. Not just from me, but from just the fans in general, right? It'll start for at least a game until we get to that point where, the hate's going back. But, look, I was doing this little bit of numbers while y'all were talking. Cam Smith was 7 for 15 in this series against the Mariners. Like
yeah, he looked good.
He put together a pretty damn good series, man. He had a double, I think, on Sunday. I think it was a double. It was a double down right field line on Sunday, and that's what scored the tying run. And that was like in the 7th inning, I think it was 7th or 8th. I can't remember. 6th inning. In the 6th inning. I mean, he was late. It doesn't matter. It was still a fair ball, but I mean, he put together a pretty damn good series. Paredes had a really good series, man. I think Paredes has probably been the most consistent at bat that we've had all season. I mean, like he's pretty damn good defensively. I like watching his at bats because he works the count. So like, he takes the count so deep. He's got a really good discipline up at the plate. And look, those Crawford boxes is sure as hell helping him, because he's hit several bombs here recently. So great way to start. Like that first big division series that we had, 3 out of 4 against these guys. Just remind them. Still goes through Houston. All these guys, all these teams, the Rangers, Mariners, all this shit still goes through Houston. So good on them. We're at 28-25. They're 29-23. The Mariners are chasing a game and a half. And now we have Oakland, Sacramento, Las Vegas, whatever they are. They're in town tomorrow for 2 games. I was corrected by somebody on X earlier yesterday, which is cool, but 2 games. Got Hunter Brown's going to be pitching this one on Tuesday, I believe is what Bryle said. And then the old TBD on Wednesday.
Oh, no, that's been updated, sir.
Okay, who we got?
Lance McCullers is pitching on Wednesday. And then when we go into the Rays series on Thursday, that's when all the TBDs start. But as of right now, the A's on Tuesday are pitching JP Sears, 4-4 with a 4 even ERA against Hunter Brown, obviously 6-3 with a 2.04. And then Wednesday, the A's are throwing out Severino, who's 1-4 with a 4.11 ERA. And LMJ has fixed his ERA and knocked it down to 6.57, so he can keep whittling away at that with some West Sacramento of Oakland County, whatever hitters.
Hey man, just chip away. Just chip away at that ERA and get that shit down. Look, if he can go out there and have those 4 in the third inning, it's like games like he's doing and multiple Ks and 2 runs. I mean, it's going to come down. Obviously,
That's all you really
right?
need.
That's it. That's all you need from him. So I will take a 2-0 win, series sweep on this one, fellas.
I like that, and I am gonna not agree with you.
Okay.
Hunter Brown struggled his last 2 starts. They have not been very Hunter Brown-ish, so it's hard to bet against Hunter Brown. They're gonna win the Hunter Brown game. I think they'll have problems the second game, so I think there'll be a 1-1 split. And plus,
Okay.
Oakland, every time they come to Houston, they always play us hard. I don't care what variation of the Oakland
That's a
it
fact.
is. I feel a lot more comfortable. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the 2-0 sweep, but I'm going to go with the 1-1. That's what I'm going to go with.
I want to go the 2-0 as well, but Chris, that is a fantastic point. And it doesn't matter if the A's are 3-30 for a record. They're still going to come in and play us hard to the very last out and probably scratch away a win in there. So I'll take the 1-1 split. Yeah, Brown's had some activity on the bases, but I mean, he's still got an ERA right there at 2. So I'm not going to sneeze on that by any means. I do think that we win that game, and then the LMJ game, it depends on how many innings he goes. Depends on how much of a bullpen we've got to use the night before. So there's just too many what ifs in there. So PK, I hope you're right, but Chris, I'm riding with you on the 1-1, and also I will.
Decision.
I'll take the under on Tuesday, and for Wednesday, I will take the over because I think there's going to be a lot of traffic on the bases.
That'll work. Well, we'll see what happens starting tomorrow evening. Before we get out of here, we got Luis Garcia through a bullpen session on Saturday. It appears, let's see, that it was the first time he's done any kind of mound work since his elbow inflammation at the start of the season. Still several weeks away from beginning a rehab assignment. That was from the Houston Chronicle yesterday. So he's getting close. We'll see. We'll see. We also know what getting close means in Houston Astros medical terms. You don't know.
That's true. We don't know.
But yeah, guys, it is good to get back together with you all. Thanks you for everyone for tuning in. Sorry we didn't do it on Sunday, mostly because we had time with our families. So again, happy Memorial Day to everybody. Thank you to all the men and women that have fought and fallen to preserve our freedom. We will be back on Thursday evening. Probably. We'll let y'all know. Depends on All-Stars.
Yeah.
But as of right now, it'll be Thursday at 7:30 until further notice. But until then,
I can tell you right now, it will not be 7:30.
probably on 8:30 on Thursday. So set your clocks, set your alarms. Watch, listen, and watch X. I will post it there. But until then, guys, y'all have a great start to your week. I'm PK. That's Chris. That's Bryles. And this is a Juice Box Heroes.
Welcome.
Hey, number 2 national seed. Got the Austin Regional. They got a pretty easy regional, too.
I saw that.
Yes, sir. I think it starts this weekend.
I didn't see that.